Okay, guys, we're Ahleizah and Lauren, and we chose to focus on youth in Little Rock, Arkansas. A little bit about us. We call ourselves Innovation Squared, and we are both juniors attending the University of Central Arkansas. And I'm a graphic design major, and she is a graphic design minor. We share the same design interests, and that includes simple, clean lines and just really making everything easy to read with your eyes.
So we're going to start off with our design challenge, which was how might we encourage troubled youth in Little Rock to express themselves through a positive outlet. We came up with this after conducting a workshop where we designed 2 possible how might we questions based on the youth in urban Arkansas. We put all of our ideas together and rated which ones would be best for our design challenge and rated those. And after we added up the scores, we chose the highest ranking one, which is this one. We chose the youth to essentially help the kids' lives and also better the future of the community as a whole.
The discovery phase, this included a lot of research, and what we did essentially, we had different options of expert interviews, youth surveys, field visit, and observation and database research. The database research we researched organizations that helped troubled youth, mainly in Little Rock. We came across the Arkansas Dream Center, and the Arkansas Dream Center strives to solve decay across Arkansas. Their goal is to be the physical representation of love in order to serve and build relationships with the people in the community. So we emailed the Public Relations Development Coordinator, Susie Taylor. She led us to Michael Heisler, a youth leader of 6th through 9th graders. Michael agreed to do an interview with us as well as allowing us to observe and survey the kids.
And so we started off with our interview with Michael, and we basically followed some of the human-centered design guidelines. When building an interview questionnaire, always begin with the easy personal questions for the interviewee. Make them feel more comfortable with you and so they're more open. Once they are warmed up to you, then you can start asking the deeper questions about the main target, and always make sure to write down comments and notes and voice recordings. And it's really good to take pictures if you're allowed to. And one of our easy questions was, how did you become involved in this type of work? And then later on, we got into deeper questions, which we considered, what are problems that you notice in the youth?
After that, we did a youth survey while we were there. When building a survey, we had to keep in mind that the targeted market are the ones who are answering the questions, so watch how you word the questions. Just like in the interview questions, we started off with easier ones and ended with more in-depth questions. We tried to give each question a few answers for them to choose from, like yes, no, and maybe, or on a scale of 1 to 5. During our field visit, we also noticed that there's carefree and welcoming environment. They played uplifting music and hung inspirational quotes on the walls. And for one of the easy questions, we started off with asking the kids, how old are you, what grade are you in, so we could get the statistics of them and then categorize them. And then after that, we got into more in-depth questions, like what causes you the most emotional distress, and like what are your fears and dreams and stuff like that.
After we conducted our interview, we kind of went back to review our results from Michael. And this is just some stuff about him. He lives in Maumelle. He's been a leader there since 2013. And once again, he's the youth leader of the 6th through 9th graders. We learned more about his experience and how the average youth leaders go about their work. He stated that at the beginning he did not like his job. He said that his wife influenced him to stay and help the kids, and they did start growing on him. It was the small, everyday victories that gave him hope and kept him going. The victories, for example, would be like when a young man would show respect to his peers. The main problems he noticed in the youth consisted of violence, drugs, lack of trust, and lack of consistency. And he said there was also a lot of death around them. Michael stated that trust was a big issue between the community and the Dream Center. The Arkansas Dream Center, they also have the strike system for motivating the kids to do better, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, and that would include, like, if they did something good, they would get, what was it?
Get a gift certificate.
Yeah, like a $25 gift certificate to a restaurant nearby. And if they did something not so good, they'd get a strike, and then after however many strikes, they would handle it how they felt was right. For the survey, we went back and researched and looked at our results from these. After surveying the youth, our results revealed a lot of interesting information. They said there were countless community problems like cursing, drugs, violence, and peer pressure. Many of the kids expressed their emotions through sports for both positive and negative feelings, because that's just a pretty great way to let your emotions out. When expressing anger, about half of the kids said that they expressed themselves silently, while the other half said violently, like fighting or anything else. Majority of their activities consisted of football and basketball, and their dreams included becoming pro athletes. And if that were not to work out, then a lot of them would like to do mechanical engineering. Their fears included their parents and physical harm, and not saying that their parents physically harm them, but they don't want to disrespect their parents because they will go off on them. So that was kind of funny.
Throughout the whole process, we've been having the class workshops that consisted of the class input and on possible solutions, narrowing down our data to the three main topics: trust, respect, and literacy, and then refining our final how might we question. The first thing we did was tell the class our story about immersing ourselves in context at the Arkansas Dream Center and all of the information we gathered. The class listened and wrote down possible solutions on their own post-it notes and hung them on the wall for us all to see. Once we got all the notes down and started reading, then we came up with 3 directions we could go with our problem. Next, it was time to generate the new how might we question. The first question was, how might we help youth in Little Rock grow in literacy? The second question, how might we teach youth without father figures to respect others? And then the third question was, how might we build trust between the Dream Center and the Little Rock community? After we generated our new questions, we got back together with our group and narrowed down all of the ideas. Then we had 3 solid solutions for each question and voted on which ones we were most excited about and was most feasible. We narrowed down our solution to having a picnic or family day at the Dream Center for the youth and their families to meet and build trust. We feel that if their families are involved and support the Dream Center, then the youth will learn to trust them better, and the trust will lead to improved communication throughout their lives and just basically living a better life in general.
Here are some of the pictures from the workshops we did with the post-it notes and a lot of the ideas we've got from our classmates. And then on the far right picture with the post-it notes, there's a bunch of circles and check marks. And the check marks were the most feasible ideas, and then the circles were the most innovative. So that's how we narrowed down our answers and chose from there after voting. So after we redefined our design challenge, or looked at all the information we got we narrowed it down to how might we build trust between the Arkansas Dream Center and the Little Rock community. Like I stated before, we decided that trust was the best outlet to focus on in order to better the kids' lives. When the community and organization work together as one, it builds a strong foundation for the youth to grow up on. The families, friends, and leaders would all get along together and agree on what ways were best for the child. The child would grow in trust and would have consistency that they are longing for. This in return would support them throughout the rest of their adulthood.
A fun and safe way for the community to get involved with the Dream Center. Once again, the picnic or family day. This will let the families, friends, and youth leaders all meet up twice a year and really get to know each other and bond. At the picnic, there could be lots of food, team games for bonding, guest bands, and of course all the kids and their friends. When the people bond over food and games, it builds the sense of trust and after a while respect. This is a great and fun way of showing the children that every mentor in their lives are getting along and are wanting the best for them. That display of affection and consistency will show them how to live their lives in a proactive way.
Our first infographic was the relationship mapping, and in the center we have Little Rock Youth because they're our main focus, and then off that we had 5 main branches, mainly like influences or things that could help them. We have community, insights, family, solutions, and organizations. With the community, there's friends, influences, and problems, and a lot of branches off of that. With insights, there were our 3 main categories of literacy, trust, and respect, and then those broken down. With the family, there was siblings and parental influence, pretty much how the kids are going to react around their family how they're going to act around other people. Solutions there were semi-annual picnic and the family day, as well as a field trip would be a good way for them to grow in trust and respect and really learn what else is out there in the world, so that could be helped with literacy as well.
The field trip was actually a solution for the literacy. It was more like a book field trip to go along with the theme since they're having trouble with vocabulary.
And then we have organizations, and we had 5 options, and that was Arkansas Community Foundation, the Boys and Girls Club, Coho, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and what we use, the Arkansas Dream Center, and everybody we've came in contact with.
And last, this is our insight overview. And basically, it's just like how we went from our design challenge, the organization we contacted, our insights, and our how might we questions, the trust, respect, and literacy, and then our brainstorming step with all of the different solutions we came up with, and then at the bottom, our final solution. Our solutions consisted of picnic, family day, advertise, field trips, donations, mentors, Boy Scouts, and counseling. And some of these solutions, they worked for multiple questions. That's why we kind of combined the picnic and family day, because it worked for building trust and respect.
Any questions?